In NBA history, few seasons shine as brightly as the Chicago Bulls' 1990-91 campaign. It was the year that launched the Dynasty, the season that Michael Jordan ascended from superstar to legend, and the moment when Chicago claimed its place atop the basketball world. Welcome to the story of the 1991 Chicago Bulls, a tale of determination, teamwork, and basketball brilliance that would change the NBA forever. As we journey back to that pivotal year, we relive the regular season dominance, witness Jordan's MVP performance, follow the team's playoff battles, and experience the thrilling NBA Finals showdown against Magic Johnson and the Los Angeles Lakers. This is more than just a recap of games and stats. It's the story of a team coming into its own, of a city rallying behind its heroes, and of a group of athletes achieving basketball immortality. So lace up your Air Jordans and get ready to run with the Bulls. The 1991 championship season starts now. The 1990-91 regular season was a statement of intent from the Chicago Bulls. Under the guidance of Coach Phil Jackson, the team stormed to a 61-21 record, the best in the Eastern Conference, and a franchise record at the time. From the opening tip-off, it was clear this Bulls team was different. They weren't just winning, they were dominating. Their up-tempo offense, orchestrated by the dynamic duo of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, left opponents gasping for air. The Bulls outscored their opponents by an average of 9.1 points per game, the best in the league. Jordan, in his seventh season, continued to defy gravity and expectations. He led the league in scoring for the fifth consecutive year, averaging an impressive 31.5 points per game. But his impact went beyond scoring. He also contributed 6 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 2.7 steals per game, showcasing his all-around brilliance. Scottie Pippen emerged as a true superstar in his own right. His stat line of 17.8 points, 7.3 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and 2.4 steals per game reflected his versatility and importance to the team. The supporting cast was equally crucial. John Paxson's steady hand at point guard resulted in 8.7 points per game and a stellar 53.2% field goal percentage. Horace Grant's tenacious rebounding, 8.4 per game, and efficient scoring, 12.8 points, on 54.8% shooting provided interior strength. Bill Cartwright's veteran presence in the middle added 9.6 points and 6.2 rebounds per game. Off the bench, B.J. Armstrong contributed 8.8 points per game, while Craig Hodges, though playing limited minutes, led the team in three-point percentage at 37.5%. But perhaps the most significant development was the team's embrace of Phil Jackson's triangle offense. This complex system emphasized ball movement, player motion, and reading the defense. The results were clear. The Bulls finished the season with the league's third-best offensive rating at 110.9 points per 100 possessions. As the wins piled up, the city of Chicago began to believe. The Bulls' 61 wins, including an impressive 36-5 record at home, creating a fortress at the Chicago Stadium. Their point differential of plus 9.1 was the best in the NBA, signaling their dominance on both ends of the court. With the best record in the East secured, the Bulls entered the playoffs, not just as contenders, but as favorites. The stage was set for a postseason run that would etch their names in NBA history. While the 1990-91 season was a team effort, one man stood above the rest, Michael Jordan. This was the year Jordan cemented his status as the best player in the world, claiming his second NBA Most Valuable Player award. Jordan's regular season numbers were staggering. His league-leading 31.5 points per game came with remarkable efficiency, a 53.9% field goal percentage, the highest of his career to that point. But scoring was just the beginning. MJ's all-around game reached new heights. He averaged 6 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 2.7 steals per game, leading the Bulls in all 4 major statistical categories. His player efficiency rating of 31.6 was not just the best in the league, but one of the highest in NBA history. What set Jordan apart wasn't just the numbers, but how he achieved them. His work ethic was legendary. Teammates spoke of his relentless drive in practice, his ability to elevate everyone around him. Phil Jackson was quoted as saying, "Michael set the tone every day. His competitive fire was contagious. He demanded excellence from himself and everyone else." Perhaps Jordan's greatest evolution came in his leadership. No longer just a scoring machine, he had fully embraced Jackson's team-first philosophy. He trusted his teammates more, making the Bulls' offense nearly impossible to stop. Scottie Pippen added, quote, "Michael was always great, but that year he found a new level. He knew when to take over and when to get us involved. It made us all better," unquote. As the regular season wound down, there was little doubt who the MVP would be. Jordan had not just dominated games, he had redefined what it meant to be a complete basketball player. The stage was set for Jordan to take his brilliance to the playoffs, where legacies are truly forged. But first, he had some hardware to collect. His second Maurice Podoloff trophy as the NBA's most valuable player. As the calendar turned to April, the Chicago Bulls entered the NBA playoffs with a swagger befitting their 61-win season. But the road to the finals would be far from easy. First up were the New York Knicks, led by Patrick Ewing. The Bulls sent a message early, dominating the series in a 3-game sweep. Jordan averaged 29.3 points per game, but it was the team's suffocating defense that truly shone, holding the Knicks to just 89 points per game. Scottie Pippen would say, "That Knicks series set the tone. We knew our defense could win championships." The conference semifinals brought a tougher challenge, the Philadelphia 76ers, featuring Charles Barkley at his peak. The series stretched to 5 games, with Jordan delivering a virtuoso performance in the clincher. 38 points, 19 rebounds, and 7 assists. As Phil Jackson would say, Michael's Game 5 against Philly was otherworldly. But what I remember most is how he got everyone involved down the stretch. But the true test awaited in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Detroit Pistons, the Bulls' nemesis for 3 straight years. The Bad Boys had bullied Chicago out of the playoffs in 1988, 1989, and 1990. This time it would be different. From the opening tip of Game 1, the Bulls made a statement. They weren't just beating the Pistons, they were dismantling them. Chicago's newly fortified physical and mental toughness shone through as they swept Detroit in 4 games. Michael Jordan added, "Beating Detroit was special. They were the hurdle we had to clear, and we didn't just clear it, we soared over it." The final game was a 115-94 blowout, punctuating by the infamous moment when several Piston players walked off the court before the game ended, refusing to shake hands. Horace Grant would later say, "When they walked off, we knew the torch had been passed. The East was ours now." As the Bulls celebrated their first NBA Finals berth, a new challenge loomed on the horizon. Magic Johnson and the Los Angeles Lakers, making their 9th Finals appearance in 12 years. The stage was set for a clash of basketball titans, the dynasty of the Lakers against the ascending Bulls. Chicago had conquered the East, but could they take down basketball royalty to claim their first championship? June 2nd, 1991, Chicago Stadium, Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The Bulls, in their first ever Finals appearance, faced the battle-tested Los Angeles Lakers, led by Magic Johnson. The series opened with a shock. Despite 36 points from Jordan, the Lakers stole Game 1 in Chicago 93-91. Suddenly, doubts crept in. Had the Bulls come this far only to falter? Phil Jackson was quoted as saying, "That loss was a wake-up call. We realized the finals were a different beast." The Bulls responded like champions. They evened the series with a convincing 107-86 win in Game 2, with Jordan and Pippen combining for 63 points. As the series shifted to Los Angeles, Chicago found another gear. In Game 3, the Bulls overcame a 13-point deficit in the fourth quarter. Jordan's switch to defend Magic Johnson proved crucial, as did his game-high 29 points and Scottie Pippen's near triple-double. Game 4 saw Jordan at his aerial best, as the Bulls took a 3-1 series lead with a 97-82 victory. With the Larry O'Brien Trophy now within reach, the Bulls returned to the Great Western Forum for Game 5. In a back-and-forth battle, Chicago pulled away in the fourth quarter. As the final seconds ticked away, the realization set in. The Chicago Bulls were NBA champions. The final score, Bulls 108, Lakers 101. Jordan fittingly led all scorers with 30 points. As he embraced the championship trophy, tears of joy streamed down his face. Michael Jordan said, "We're the best team in the world now. No one can take that away from us." Jordan was named Finals MVP, averaging 31.2 points, 11.4 assists, and 6.6 rebounds per game. But this was a team triumph. Pippen's two-way brilliance, Paxson's clutch shooting, and the collective defensive effort had all played crucial roles. The Bulls had not just won, they had announced their arrival of a new NBA dynasty. As the championship celebration began in Chicago, few could have predicted that this was just the beginning of an era that would define basketball in the 1990s. The 1991 Chicago Bulls championship was more than just a victory. It was a turning point in NBA history. For Michael Jordan, it was vindication. No longer could critics say he couldn't win the big one. This championship began his transformation from a superstar to a legend. For the Bulls organization, it was the dawn of a dynasty. This victory would be the first of 6 championships in 8 years, cementing the team's place among the greatest in sports history. The impact stretched far beyond Chicago. The Bulls' style of play, Jordan's aerial acrobatics, Pippen's versatility, and the triangle offense changed basketball forever. They became global icons, inspiring a generation of players and fans worldwide. The 1991 championship also marked a changing of the guard in the NBA, as Magic Johnson and the Lakers passed the torch. Jordan and the Bulls ushered in a new era of basketball dominance. Perhaps most importantly, this season captured the imagination of fans everywhere. The Bulls weren't just a team, they became a cultural phenomenon. From Air Jordans to Be Like Mike commercials, their influence extended far beyond the hardwood. As we look back on that magical 1991 season, we're reminded of a team that didn't just win, but changed the game. The Chicago Bulls showed us that with talent, teamwork, and relentless drive, anything is possible. The annals of NBA history, few seasons shine as brightly as the Chicago Bulls' 1990-91 campaign. The year a team became a dynasty and a basketball icon became a legend.